Pay less for golf's biggest brands with 8 national store locations and free online shipping. TaylorMade Stealth 2 driver, $398. Wilson's Smart Core golf balls, $14 per dozen. Adidas Traxian golf shoes, $67. Callaway Jaws MD5 wedges, $148. All the biggest brands. TaylorMade, Titleist, FootJoy, Callaway and much more. Shop in-store with 8 national stores or shop online with golfclearanceoutlet.com.au.
Welcome to Talk Birdie to Me. This is Australia's most popular golf podcast with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn, the only player to beat Tiger Woods twice in match play, and tour pro Mark Allen, who played professional golf around the world for 15 years, including a British Open. We're coming from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. Titleist is the #1 ball in golf, and FootJoy is the #1 shoe and glove in golf. And thanks to our great partners, Watch My Numbers, the most powerful database golf app in the world. Download from the App Store or Google Play. Ping, as with Nick O'Hearn, will help you play your best. See your local golf shop or professional for a Ping Club fitting. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. Visit golfclearanceoutlet.com.au for your nearest store. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now that's better. Now, from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, it's time for Talk Birdie to Me. Here's Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen.
Hello once again to Talk Birdie to Me. We've got another feedback podcast. Keep them coming. Keep all the feedback coming. We love it no matter what social media you're on. Nick, it's always good fun, isn't it? And we end up drifting all over the joint every single time.
Tangents. We even had story time from it. All these other things going on.
Don't encourage him for that name. We don't want that name to take.
I've got more.
Stories?
More. Yeah, I've got more.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's lean into the story thing for 1 second. Can I get you to tell us a story about a particular picture that you mentioned to us this week that you know a little bit about?
Oh, wow.
So many moons ago, I used to have a tour. It's called the Chasing Birdies Masters Tour. And we were going through how you go through. Yes, the airport security to get in.
For the Masters,
and it was a practice round. So we used to take people on the practice round every once in a while, not often. We'd normally just go Wednesday, but there's one particular day, we've all got our practice round tickets on, and we saw an Asian tourist walk to the front gate with his clubs on a pull cart, on a buggy, and we were all looking around. We thought it must have been candid camera. You know, we're looking for like they're playing tricks, you know.
Yeah.
But he really thought, because his ticket said practice round, that he got a practice round.
Wow.
It was amazing.
So what Dan was showing there for our audio listeners was a picture of a guy with his golf clubs and a golf cart and one of the Pinkerton guards, as they call them.
Yeah.
And trying to get into Augusta. So,
impossible. It was unbelievable. It was really, when you talk about, you say unbelievable a lot. That was truly unbelievable.
He said, I've got a 9:30 tee time.
What do you think? He's just going to walk on the tee and have a hit? Start swinging away.
Practice days, yeah.
Hilarious, anyway.
All right, boys, got a couple of messages on some recent masterclasses of yours.
Ooh.
First of all, Nick, your masterclass on the three-quarter swing. This is from XJ. Always great to listen to you guys, especially on the way to golf. I will remember this three-quarter tip now. Thank you, Nick. Keep them coming.
You are welcome.
I wonder what he scored on the day.
I wonder how many wedges he had.
Yeah.
Or how many three-quarter wedges.
Yeah. I'd love to see. If you have listened to a couple of our tips and then go ahead and have 40-something points.
Oh, yeah.
Just send the card through, please.
Absolutely.
And which tip helped the most? We'd love to know.
That would be good. One of yours, Mark, too. This was your masterclass on putting like a pro. And you had that tip. You want to just repeat the short version of that tip again?
Yeah, well, the best putters that I've ever seen always have a very still head. And I think Nick and I both pretty much had the same advice, which was to focus on a little bit of grass, or if you're doing it on the putting green, just leave a coin down and you've got to focus on that coin before you look up. So they're two great ways and very, very simple ways to keep your head still.
So John had a question. Great masterclass, Mark. With regards to putting, what do you think of the looking at the whole concept for shorter putts?
Yeah, it works. If Jordan Spieth's doing it and doing it with a plomb, then away you go. It is actually quite good. I would rather you do it as a training drill.
Yeah.
On the practice putting green.
However, it does solve the heebie-jeebies a bit.
Yes, I agree with that. I mean, the heebie-jeebies, if you got them, yips. If you've got them, you've got to do something completely different. So the neurons apparently, those neurons that are giving you the yips, won't be travelled through.
Yeah.
You've got to do something off the charts different. And believe me, looking at a different place when you're hitting putts achieves that goal.
Yep.
Alex has a question for you guys. Boys, what is it with Gary Woodlands' caddy lining up putts from using Aimpoint? Is that appropriate? There is a potential time saver here.
Well, we kind of all know how we feel about Aimpoint in general, but when the caddy does it, it's
poor form.
As long as they're both not doing it. He's obviously calling the caddy in for reads, and I guess the caddy loves to use Aimpoint, but it's going a bit out of control.
Let's get real.
Yeah.
If caddies are doing Aimpoint on the PGA Tour, that should be banned immediately. That is a no-brainer. Just to say, hey, listen, we haven't come to a conclusion yet about whether players doing Aimpoint should be banned, but we can tell you this. Caddies doing it is just plain wrong. So they should stop it immediately.
Well, the other thing you know how I feel about the line on the ball. Okay, we've spoken about that before. But what I've noticed now is there's two lines on the ball. Yeah. There's the line going towards the hole, and then there's another line which is kind of at the going crossways, and that way they can align their putter face with that line. I mean, you talk about cheating in the not cheating, but it is. It's an advantage.
I think it's cheating.
It's lining the face up. It's lining the ball, where you want to go. Aiming is a skill.
Yes.
It's a skill. We've got to get rid of these lines on balls.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
It is crazy. So
I just noticed that extra line the other day. I thought it was just the one line, but someone had two. I thought, what's going on? It's for the putter face.
Yeah. And look, while it's legal, go your hardest, folks. But please,
I'm talking
USDA
about for pros.
And Royal and Ancient, please stop. Oh, just for pros, stop it.
Yeah.
Yep, stop it.
Bifurcate the rules.
Yes.
Message from Sue here. Sue has said, thank you for an excellent Aussie golfing podcast. I've been watching the Indian Open. It's perhaps my favourite tournament now. What a spectacular and unique course. A true test of grit and determination.
If you're not hitting the ball straight around that golf course, you don't have enough balls in your bag.
And pretty unusual to see a course in Asia with really rock-hard greens too. So they did a wonderful job, whoever the curator is. Yeah. The course looked amazing.
And the bunkers, what are they again? Revetted, well done. Revetted
on roids bunkers. There's a lot of reasons why I would like to play a game of golf at that particular golf course. It looked beautiful.
Now, we've got a video that's been sent in from Wolfpack member Dom, who has asked us to play this video. I've seen the video. You guys have not seen the video.
Okay.
So you don't know what this is going to be on this video. So
listen to it. All right.
Yeah, you will need to have a listen to it. So let's have a listen and see what Dom has
better be good, Dom.
Well, we'll find out.
Now, we've come to the part of the giving and receiving of rings. I kindly ask our best man, Benny, for these rings, please.
Is this MAFs or something?
Maybe.
Has he got the rings?
I asked you at the beginning of the ceremony. You should have them. You said you had them. No, I haven't spoken to you about it. Yeah, we did. You don't have them? No. Does anyone else have them?
Some seriously bad acting here.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a new one.
That is so funny. I bet that was an MGI buggy too.
Yeah. So for our listener who's not watching on YouTube, a motorised golf buggy brought
a remote control.
A remote control. Sorry, brought the rings to the bride and groom.
Oh, hilarious!
Brilliant.
That was very, very funny.
Very funny. Thank you for that video, Dom. That was very, very funny. We've got some other questions for you guys, including one about the LIV PGA getting together. So we'll do that after the turn.
Right. See you on the 10th tee.
Looks good, man. Dude. Are we in slow motion too?
We're live from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. We all know the number one ball in golf is Titleist and the number one shoe and glove in golf is FootJoy. We're here thanks to the Golf Clearance Outlet. They beat everyone's prices. Ping will always help you play your best. Turn your bogeys into birdies with the Watch My Numbers app. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. That's better. Now, back to Talk Birdie to Me. Here's Nick and Mark.
Okay, welcome back to Talk Birdie to Me. And Dan, we've got some more feedback.
We do. This one from Wayne. It's a question from Wayne following Min Woo's fantastic win on Monday, our time. How many people have won the Masters a week after winning a lead-up event?
Ooh.
Well, I know Sandy Lyles won.
I've got to imagine the guy behind us, Tiger Woods, by the way, on
Yes.
on the big screen. He must have done it, surely.
I'm pretty sure I did some homework on this one.
You did? Well done.
Hang on 1 second, because
Tiger for sure would have, wouldn't he?
He would have had to have. Although he never usually... Well, are you talking... Because we got a week off between when Minwoo wins and the Masters, so it's not the week prior, it's just the tournament prior that they've played, I'm assuming. So.
I think it's probably within... He's probably not being quite that specific. It's probably more in the first couple of weeks, or the next couple of weeks.
Righto. So 1939, Ralph Gouldal. Gouldal, thank you. He won the Greater Greensboro Open before claiming the Masters title.
Nice.
In 1949, Sam Snead secured the Greensboro Open before Masters victory. Art Wall Jr. had a win at the Azalea Open. Sounds good.
It does.
Then won the Masters. In 1961, Gary Player took the Sunshine Open before coming to America, obviously, and winning the Masters. Does that count?
Well, I guess. It's a tournament he played before the Masters.
Right. 67, Gabe Brewer won the Pensacola Open. I've been to Pensacola.
Nice.
It's a pretty good place. Yeah. Went there on spring break. And then went to the Masters. 1975, Jack Nicklaus won at Thorell.
Of course.
And then went on to win his fifth Masters. Sandy Lyle we spoke about, won the Greater Greensboro Open. Tiger Woods, 2001, claimed the Players' Championship before winning the Masters.
Well, it must have been a few weeks before, maybe. So a bit of a gap, but yeah, okay, there you go.
Jeez, righto. There's another one. And 2006, Phil Mickelson won the Bell South and then dominated at Augusta.
Ah, yes, they used to have that tournament in Atlanta, the Bell South. I played that a couple of times. Really good course, and kind of had that Augusta-ish feel, so a good lead-in.
Yeah, okay.
And then they changed it to Houston.
Yeah, well, I like it the way it is, actually, at the moment. I think it works really well.
Do you reckon there's a storytime pod, Nick, in Mark's spring break?
No.
It could be a couple of episodes.
No, there is not.
I don't think he could probably remember what happened on spring break.
Oh, no. I think he probably can, and that's why he doesn't want to do it.
No.
Probably.
All I remember is drinking shots that were on fire. That's all I can remember.
Oh, fire in the hole.
I don't
Flaming
know what
Sambucas,
they were,
probably.
all kinds of stupid things I was doing.
Now, this question here from Laurie, look, this question could really be an hour in itself.
Okay.
Right.
So I'll ask it, but let's not spend an hour on talking about it.
All right.
Hey guys, love the show. 2 questions. What are the politics around the Australian Open with the PGA Tour and not being aligned with LIV? And 2, what is your opinion on how the PGA, DP and LIV can work together?
Okay, well, I think the politics with the Australian Tour and LIV have changed.
Yes.
Well, they've changed. 'Cause at the start, the PGA and Golf Australia wouldn't even mention LIV. But that's now completely changed, obviously, because they're in partnerships with things. So I don't think there are any politics between Golf Australia and the PGA and LIV anymore. I think I'm pretty safe saying that. I don't think there'd be one thing standing in the way of anything happening if they wanted it to go ahead, particularly with the PGA talking to LIV and Oval Office meetings with Yasser and Adam Scott and Tiger Woods and everybody else, Jay Monahan. So I don't think there are any politics left.
No, yeah, and as far as the DP World Tour and everyone else goes, I have a feeling they've probably, and wouldn't it be interesting, PGA Tour does their thing, they're in America doing all that, but then you get the DP World Tour, the Asian Tour and the LIV Tour to all come together and create this World Tour in, I guess, competition with them,
That's
but
right.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, it would be like the world feed
Because-
of tours.
The world.
It would be.
Oh god! Don't start.
But it would be in the seconds.
Yeah, that's true. But
would be the seconds.
but what we do is we get all the UK commentators. You
That's
see,
right.
because I believe all the PGA Tour events they're getting the Sky commentary.
Right.
for those. So that's and they have some very good commentators on those ones.
I think it's what is going to happen. I'm not privy to what has been put on the table, but I know Yasser wasn't happy with it. But honestly, if Yasser didn't take LIV and the DP World Tour joining up in some respects, and a little bit of love from the PGA Tour players, from JT and Scotty Scheffler, that they might play in a couple, and maybe they have two PGA Tour teams in the season finale. But that would be a way for players to get back onto the PGA Tour who went across.
Yeah, that's true. And I wonder what the DP World Tour feels about their alliance with the tour, with the PGA Tour at the moment, because the top 10 players go to America the next year. So they're losing their best players in a way. So
yeah, that's exactly right.
Is it working for them? I don't know. Maybe they're really happy with it.
What happens to those top 10 players who you finish in the top 10 in Europe? Then you go across, you take advantage of it, and you become a US Tour member, and then you miss your card.
Lose your card.
What happens then?
That's a good question. Hopefully you've won a tournament in Europe to get in that top 10, so you'd still have another year of exemption and you could go back. If you haven't, well...
Yeah, well, if you've just had terrific seasons without wins...
I guess you're going to be relying on invites or some sort of a category. I don't know.
They'd find a way. Surely they'd find a way.
They would.
Got an email from Peter DeLuca. Peter has said, "G'day Marco and Nick. One of my best buddies is enjoying a few rounds at Cape Wickham on King Island at the moment.
Holy dolly.
Okay.
And he would love a few pointers on his swing.
Number one course in Australia, apparently.
And and he has
Don't mention the war.
All right.
He has sent a video in. You ready to have a look at this?
Yeah, give us a look.
Oh, it's a nice view.
How's the hole?
Par 3.
What a beautiful.
All right, let's look. Yeah, setup looks pretty good.
Yeah, a bit of weight on the heels.
Yeah,
Let's watch where his bum moves to.
He's a non-waggler.
Well, I think the swing's reasonable, but I do believe that he's got some weight on the heels. Can you go back and just show that swing one more time? And watch how his bum, excuse me for being crude, watch how when he starts his swing, how his bum gets close. See how he's really way back on the heels and his bum is a long way outside the back of his feet. And when he starts his swing, he comes closer and closer to the ball. Now, have we got time to hook up the camera, Dan? Because I love showing this. Have we got time to hook up the little camera?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's hook up the little camera and I'll show you what happens when your weight's on your heels. So, what's our man's name from King Island?
It was Peter.
So, Pete, if you're... See how I'm tapping my toes here? That guarantees all my weight is on my heels. Now, watch what happens. All I'm going to do, I won't move my arms, I won't move anything. I'll just move my weight to the balls of the feet, where they should be. And you can see how now the club is 6 inches outside the line. So what that happens is when you start on the heels, if I swung back and didn't move my weight forward, I'd literally lose balance. I'd be history. But what happens when people start with their weight on their heels, they move forward, like we saw in there, and now I've got to drag the club across because I'm way outside. And some players do it nicely. There are, Keegan Bradley, for instance, has a lot of weight on the heels, but he seems to get away with it. But not many do. So again, there I am tapping my toes, weight's on the heels, weight moves forward to where it should be. You've got to drag across that much, and it gets in the way. So my advice would go the other way. Tap the heels. If you tap the heels, like Seve Ballesteros, then your weight will be on the right part of the feet. And then the first couple of times that you actually make those swings, I bet because you've had a lifetime sitting up on the heels and moving your weight forward, when you have the weight in the right place, you'll actually fall off that way, which normally happens when I'm giving lessons. But I think where your weight is at the start of your golf swing, Nick, is one of the most important things.
Very much so. So go from a toe tapper to a heel tapper.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, that's the feedback, guys, for today. There's heaps more to go through, but we might do this again next week.
Sounds good.
There's a pre-Masters one.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. Good on you, Nick. See you next week.
See ya.
And that's been Talk Birdie to Me, Australia's most popular golf podcast, with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen, coming from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. As everyone knows, Titleist is the #1 ball in golf, and FootJoy the #1 shoe and glove in golf. Wherever you get your podcasts, make sure to subscribe, maybe leave a review, and we'd love you to share the pod with a friend who loves their golf. Huge thanks to our fantastic partners. Ping, like they do for Nick O'Hearn, will help you play your best. You can see your local golf shop or professional for a Ping Club fitting. The Golf Clearance Outlet always beat everyone's prices. Visit golfclearanceoutlet.com.au for your nearest store. Watch My Numbers is the most powerful data-based golf app in the world. You can download from the App Store or Google Play. And better, they've got the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Download from the App Stores today. Now that's better. Keep in mind, what are you really gambling with? But for now, from our studio at Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, thanks for being a part of the show. We'll see you next time.